How do we mathematically formalize this RL problem? So based on the environment, agent and action taken, and it gets the reward and moved on to next state, that is S of t plus 1. So it is again based on the Markov property, that is Markov decision process, MDP. So we use this to mathematical formulation of RL problem. So here it is defined by these parameters. One is S, set of possible states; A, set of possible actions; R, distribution of reward given, that is based on state and action. And P is the transition probability. So probability of the possible actions. It may be moved up, left, down, whatever the possible actions. So transition probability of the possible actions. So based on what action that we are going to take, and it will move on to next state. And gamma is a discount factor here. So Markov decision process at time step t naught, the environment samples initial state S naught, right? So we'll be finding out the possible actions from the state S naught. That is probability of what are the possible actions on S naught. So agent select, say, action AT. So the environment samples a reward R. I will be getting a reward based on the action AT. I will be getting the reward, and what is that next state? Environment sample next state S t plus 1. So agent receives a reward T and the next state S plus T. So that is what we have seen, right? And a policy phi is a function from S to A that specifies what action to take in each state. So objective is we want to maximize the cumulative discounted reward, right? So you can see, say S naught is a state, you are moving on to S1. So action taken SAT. So you will be getting reward RT. So now S1. From S1, based on the reward RT, it will be taking the action AT plus 1, the possible actions. So once based on the action, again it will be moved on to S2 and getting reward. So each and every time I will be getting reward R1, R2, R3 and so on. So the cumulative discounted reward should be maximum. The cumulative reward should be maximum. So the objective, that is find policy phi that maximum cumulative discounted reward is given as summation of gamma t RT, that is reward, summation of each and every time the gamma value is multiplied with the reward. So from S0 to S1 I will be getting some reward, S1 to S2 I will be getting some reward. So the summation of all this, the cumulative discounted reward should be maximum. So we'll easily understand this Markov decision process MDP through shortest path problem. Say for instance, you have these states. Here we have taken A, B, C, D. All these are the states. This is a graph, right? You all know. So we want to find the shortest path problem. So action is to traverse from one node to another node. The edges are the actions, and the weight on the edges are the rewards. So the reward should be the maximum. So here you can see the policy is a path taken to reach the destination A, C, D, because it gives my maximum reward 15 plus 50, 65 I am getting. So this is a maximum reward I am getting it. So based on this I am fixing the policy that A, C, D. But for an example, this graph has only 4 states. There may be a n number of states here. You just imagine. In such cases, you cannot take this as a policy itself, fixed policy. Then that becomes model based. That is exploitation. Even though if you are going to get highest reward, you simply ignore and going with the fixed policy. That is model based. So if you want to, so this graph belongs to what? Exploitation, because we are fixing with the policy that ACD, we are not exploring the other possibilities. So it belongs to exploitation, not exploration, because we take ACD. Exploration is, it will explore A, D, A, B, C, D, or A, C, B, D, other possibilities. So if I am starting exploring though the other nodes, other states, then it becomes exploration. So another very famous or popular example for MDP, that is grid world. So you can see these are the states, each and every cell is a state, and the two states that is marked with a star, right, asterisk, right, that are the terminal states. All remaining are the non-terminal states. And actions, say if I place a robot here, so it should move to either this terminal state or this terminal state. So it may move right, left, up, down, all these are the actions, and it may get the reward as -1. So we are going to set the negative reward for each movement, for each action, each step, that is -1. So reaching one of the terminal states, say if I am going to place here, it should reach either this or this with the maximum reward. So random policy is this, I can, from here I can move left, right, up, from here I can move left, right, up. So each cell you can have all the probability of possible actions, right? So this shows the optimal policy. So if I place the robot here, it can take either one step, again one step to reach the terminal state, and similarly if I move here one step, again one step, again one more step to reach the terminal state. So which is the maximum reward? So that should be considered. So objective is to reach one of terminal states in least number of actions. Say for instance, if I place robot here, how many number of actions it need to take? Action 1, 2 to reach the terminal state, and in this case action 1, 2, 3 to reach 4 to reach the terminal state. So it must be least number of actions and also maximize the reward, discounted reward. So the optimal policy that is pi, which is given as this, that maximize the sum of rewards. So how do we handle the randomness? Like say if we are in the initial state S0, and from S0 if I am going to take some decision, some action, what are the from S0 possible actions, the transition probability? So that leads to expected sum of rewards. So the phi asterisk which is given as the maximum expectation of the summation of gamma plus the reward, right? So that is for from S0 probability of possible actions. So with action AT, so I will be getting, that is phi of ST comma ST plus 1, and that leads to again probability of the possible set of actions we can take it, right? So that is the phi is given, right? So which is given as summation of the gamma with the reward of each and every state that it's receiving. And here you can see the definitions of value function and Q value function. So the following a policy produces sample trajectories or path. So it's maybe S0 to S1, S2, S3 and so on. S0 to S2, S3, S1 so on. S0 to S4, S2, S3, S1 so on. There may be different paths. So it produces different paths. So how good is a state? The value function which is that is the at the state S is expected cumulative reward from the following policy from the state S, that is V phi of S. Say at state 1 the expected sum of cumulative reward is given with the gamma and reward on the state S0. So that is from 0th state S0, and what is that gamma value which is multiplied with the reward. So it move on to next state. And here the Q value function at state S and action A is the expected cumulative reward from taking action A in state S. Then the following policy given like this, that is Q value function Q phi of S comma A. So here A is added. So on state S, what is that action? So that it gets the reward, right? So again expected cumulative reward from the action A in state S. So now S naught is equal to S and A naught is equal to A. So on state S, action A, what is that reward? So that need to be computed, right? So S naught action A and S1 action A1 and S2 action A2. So for each time I will be getting some reward. So the expected cumulative reward for each and every time on state action A is to be taken. It is given through Q value function. And now we are going to take a Bellman equation, because this optimal Q value function is the maximum expected cumulative reward which satisfying the following Bellman equation. So here again Q asterisk S comma A, which is equal to expected sum of the R plus, that is the random policy, plus gamma, then maximum of all the possible states of the given state and actions, right? So that is this is here we are approximation of the Bellman equation. So this is where if we use it for each and every time to get to know from one state to another state, the reward is to be computed. Say if I am on node 1 and my selected node is next node is 2. So 1 comma 2 I need to evaluate. My S is node 1. Action is I want to reach 2. So 1 comma 2. For this I want to go with the random policy plus the gamma value and the maximum of that is possible, maximum among the possible set of actions reward that we are going to take. From 2, what are the possible probability of action that we are going to take? So that is what given through the Q asterisk, which satisfying Bellman equation. So solving for the optimal policy, maybe you will find the problem with this optimal policy. So we are solving for the optimal policy. It is not scalable. So we must compute Q of S comma A for every action state pair. It's not that 1 comma 2. We need to compute until we reach the goal, the objective. So solution is to use approximator to estimate Q of S comma A. That is example a neural network. So here we are going to use the Q-learning algorithm, which is widely used reinforcement learning algorithm. So without going into detailed mathematics, the given quality of action is determined by what state the agent is. So we will be trying to use the Q-learning algorithm, and which is model free and based on how much reward environment gave it each and every time. So agent interacts with the environment, the Q value gets updated from random values to values that actually helps maximizing reward. So the problem with Q-learning with the tables, maybe it does not scale well. So if number of states is too high, maybe the table will not fit in memory. So there is where a deep Q-learning could be applied here. So deep learning can be used to approximate Q values, and it can also easily learn optimal Q values by using gradient descent. So solving for optimal policy Q-learning, use function approximator to estimate the action value function. So here we are going to use the theta, right, function parameters. So what we call as a deep Q-learning. So this is solving for optimal policy, that is Q-learning. So here we are going to use the loss function, that is forward function, and a backward function. So to solving, so that I will be getting the optimal policy at the end. Right, that is, say for instance in MDP we have the different number of cells as a terminal states. So from each and every cell, I may have the probability of taking any decisions, any actions. So that is how I will be either going forward pass or backward pass, which uses gradient update, and through the loss function, that is forward pass, through backward pass, we are going to use the gradient update and trying to solving the optimal policy. So we call this as deep Q-learning. So these are the reinforcement learning methods, different methods I can use it in implementing or solving the reinforcement learning algorithms. So one is dynamic programming, which is model based, and Monte Carlo, and temporal difference. Again, in temporal difference we have Q-learning, that is off policy temporal difference algorithm, and SARSA, it is on policy temporal difference algorithm. So apart from this, R-learning, then function approximation methods, where it uses least square temporal difference and least square policy iteration. And apart from this, policy search or policy gradient, hierarchical reinforcement learning, then deep learning plus reinforcement learning. So these are different learning methods where we can use to solve the reinforcement learning problems. So out of which, in further videos we'll be discussing about the Q-learning algorithm, that is model free, and trying to discuss dynamic programming, which is model based. So keep watching the other videos for learning dynamic programming and also the off policy temporal algorithm. Thank you.